So welcome again, everyone, to the Fort Bend County MUD District number 23 virtual resident education event regarding smart meters. I'd like to go to the next slide and we'll go through exactly what we are going to go over today. My name is Wendy Duncan. I'm with Touchstone District Services, and we are a communications firm that is helping to facilitate this resident education event. Today we're going to be going over the introductions of the board members and the consultants that serve your district. We'll be talking a little bit about the history of your district, water conservation. Ellen will give us a test pilot program that was conducted, her specific experience with this test pilot. We'll go over the smart meter basics. What are smart meters? We'll have some intro videos. Then we'll teach you how to set up your account, how to set up leak alerts, how to download the Ion Water app on your phone so that you can track your water usage. And then Ellen and Calvin will talk about the benefits to the residents and the operators. And then we will have a question and answer session at the very end. So if you see in the sidebar, you'll see questions on the side. So if you want to chat and ask a question that can be answered at the very end of this session, we welcome you to do that. We had a lot of great questions on the Tuesday webinar event, so we welcome anyone's questions. So first of all, your board of directors, and I said before, your board members are exceptional individuals in the MUD world. They provide leadership for the overarching association, the Association of Water Board Directors in Texas. Will Thomas is the president. Can you say hello, Will?
Hello.
And then Ellen Hughes, who is the secretary for this board and also a board member for AWBD. We appreciate your service. We appreciate your service. So you have exceptional consultants as well. Calvin Brown is Municipal District Services, the operator that serves your district. And the interesting thing about Calvin is that if Calvin moves companies, the district doesn't move, they move with Calvin. So clearly that is a testimony to Calvin's exceptional service to the board and thus to the residents of the area. With us also today is Gina Williams from Municipal District Services. She is the guru of smart meters, and so we appreciate your time today, Gina, and giving us the information that we need to help conserve water and thus help us save money, which we always like to do. So with that, I would like for Will to start us off with a little bit of history about the district. Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Wendy. Good morning. Glad so many of you could join us this morning for this webinar. A little brief history about smart meters. In July of 2016, the board deliberated and discussed the benefits smart meters would have on the residents in the district. In January 2017, after discussion and planning, we initiated a pilot program that included 5 board members and 5 random residents. In April of 2017, phase 1 and 2 of the smart meter program, we installed meters into homes of 60%, approximately 60% of the residents in the district. And this stands as of October 2020. Phase 3 of the program would install additional 40% into the district by the end of 2020. Let's talk about the smart meter and its location. The smart meter is installed at the curb in front of your home by the sidewalk. In your slide, you would see 2 smart meters. The top left smart meter, you would have the old analog meter, and at the bottom left, you would have a smart meter, which has 2 antenna dials on top of the box. In the center, you would have an analog meter. That's what's inside the box. And on the far right, you would have a smart meter that shows digital readings.
Fantastic, Will. So if we go out to our curb and open up that lid and we see the little dials like a dial hands on a clock, then we know that we have an old analog meter, correct? And then if it's a digital one, then we know that it's the new smart meter. That's very good information, because there are a few people in the district that still have the smart meters, the old analog meters, but those will be converted by the end of the year. Is that correct, Will?
That is correct, Wendy.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, Ellen, would you like to, or Gina, would you like to go over this slide, the water conservation?
This is Ellen. I'll take it.
Okay, great.
So obviously, water conservation is a big deal. I mean, we've been talking about this for years. It's so important that we're very conscious about the water we use. And again, you can see on the slide, household leaks can waste nearly 1 trillion gallons of water annually nationwide. And 10% of homes have leaks they don't even know about. And undetected leaks is really being able to find those undetected leaks super quick is really what smart meters are all about. And early leak detection is the best way. You don't want to find out 30 days later when you get your bill. And that's what we're going to show you today with the tools with the smart meter, is you can find out in real time if there's a leak in your house. So that's really what this is all about.
That's great. And so what I love about what your board did, Ellen, is that you did a small test pilot program. So instead of working out the kinks in a mass rollout, you did a test pilot program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we, I don't know where that slide went. Oh, go to the next slide. Yeah, go to the next slide. That's okay. Smart meters, also, this is again is another overview of how smart meters allow you to be informed of your water usage. You know how much water is being consumed. There's all kinds of charts and graphs. Allows you to minimize your waste and detect leaks early. That is so important. So yeah, now let's go to the test pilot program. So we took this very seriously. It was a big undertaking to install smart meters in over 4,500 homes. So when we first learned about the technology, we did a test pilot with 10 meters, and board members and 5 other residents had them installed at their homes. We got the apps, we logged in to the website, and we played with it for months before we kind of took the plunge, because we knew it would be a big rollout. Like you saw on the other slide, it took 3 years to get all of these installed. So this has been a big undertaking. It's a little cutting edge. So again, this just shows we took it seriously. We did the test pilot, I want to say, for close to 9 months to a year before we took the plunge. So the other thing I want to talk about, my experience, don't go to the next, yeah, there we go, that's fine. So I want to kind of give you a picture of the smart meter. Gives you the ability to have an itemized receipt. So follow me here on this story. You go to the grocery store, you have 5 items on your list, you check out at the grocery store, you end up with 10 or 15. The bill is way bigger than you thought, but they give you an itemized receipt. And I've done this, and you go to your car and I can't believe I spent $75 on 10 items. And you look at the itemized receipt, and you did. It's all there. It's all accounted for. And that's what smart meters allow us to do. What you're seeing on the screen right now is an actual export that I was able to export from my personal account on Ion Water. And I can see why my water usage went up from March to August. That's when my college-age son came home because of the pandemic and started taking showers and washing his clothes and being wasteful, which is what 20-year-olds do. And I can literally chart the difference in my water usage. So then he hauled himself back to college in August, and there I go back down again, just me and my husband in the house. So that's the kind of, that's what I'm trying to equate to an itemized receipt. And this is just one chart. I love all the charts and graphs on the Ion Water app, and as well as the website. You can use either way. I mean, you can chart it by day, by hour, by month, by year. It's really amazing. The information is now in your hands to make decisions. Here's another one. This is hilarious. We forgot the sprinkler. We put the sprinkler on in August and watched a movie, because that's all we're doing right now because we're in a pandemic. And we forgot about the sprinkler, got into the movie, and 3 hours later, I jumped from the couch, and lo and behold, there's the spike on my Ion Water app. I mean, you're in control now. You know why your bill reads the way it does.
That's fantastic information, Ellen. And so I have 3 teenage boys, so now I know at least one of the reasons why my water bill is so high. This would be a great feature to have in my household as well. Calvin, are you back with us? Calvin? Okay, we're going to go on and I'm going to have Gina Williams go over the smart meter basics for us. What's the smart meter? And then we can see a video with that as well. Gina, can you help us with that?
I'd love to. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about smart meters. What are they? What is ion water? What are leak alerts? How do they work? We'll give you all those basics so that you can control your water usage. You'll have it at your hands, at your fingertips, and be able to track it daily and see how you're using your water. So what are smart meters? Smart meters are normal water meters. They're connected to a data logger that allows for the continuous monitoring of water consumption. It will report daily all your water usage for that particular day. Users can view it, understand it, itemize consumption in near real time than waiting for the next water bill. So you can see it ahead of time. You know what your water bill is going to be when you get it. You can track that usage. It does upload every 15 minutes. Unlike a mechanical meter, smart meters use high frequency sound waves to measure flow, helping improve the reliability and extend flow accuracy. So you're getting a more accurate read than what you would with a normal mechanical meter.
Fantastic, Gina. Okay, let's look at this video, the smart meter training video. I want to also make sure that everyone knows that if they missed this video or cannot for some reason view this as you are attending this webinar, it will be on the FortBendMud23.com website. So Caleb, go ahead and start this video for us.
Hello, residents. In an effort to encourage water conservation and help our residents save money on their water bills, the district, in partnership with the operator and Accurate Meter, has recently installed new Badger Smart Water Meters. These new meters provide water management options for residents through a website and smartphone app known as Eye on Water. The following videos will guide you through how to register for the Eye on Water website and utilize the tools available in the website and app to view your water usage, set up leak alerts, download water use history, and compare water use to weather conditions. Please watch each video in full and register for the website using the provided instructions. The Eye on Water app may be downloaded from the Apple App Store or Google Play Marketplace for free. If you have any questions after viewing these videos, please email us and someone will contact you to assist with setting up the app.
Okay, great. So now that we've seen that smart training video, Gina, I'd like for you to go to show us the Eye on Water homepage, how to set up an account, avoid some common mistakes, and then how to set up our leak alert and download our app. Lots of things to do, but once we get all this done, it's very beneficial for us. Thank you, Gina.
That's right, it is very beneficial. So what you're seeing right now is your Eye on Water homepage. Everybody's will look the same. So you'll notice in your top left-hand corner, that is where your leak alerts will show. It's actually really a cool feature, which I'll go over with how to set those up here momentarily. If you have a leak, it will show you for sure you have a leak. You'll also get a water drop that shows that there is a leak. Right below that, you're going to see your actual meter. So it is the meter that is installed at your property. It'll show you the read frequency, your last read, and the date and time that it communicated, and when your next communication will be for that date and time. Then at the top, you'll see your usage by the week. So you're able to compare what you were using from last week to this week. That green arrow shows that this water usage has decreased. It'll also show you the percentage. If you see a red arrow up, it means your water usage went up. And you can arrow through at the graph below that we're about to go over and see, why did your usage go up? Maybe you ran the sprinklers like Ellen did. Maybe you forgot about them, that kind of thing. So in that graph below, this is where you'll be able to toggle between your days, your months, your years, and hourly. So if you happen to notice on November 6th, your usage spiked, you can simply click on November 6th, choose hour, and it'll drop you down to the 24-hour period, and you can see at what times that was actually used. So it's very beneficial to be able to really track your usage. You can also, if you are an Excel-based spreadsheet kind of person, you can export that data by the month, by the year, by the day, by the hour, and track it that way as well. Anywhere on this homepage that you see a question mark, you can hover over it and it'll give you information about it, or it'll take you over to the Eye on Water website that will allow you to see what's going on. I know it doesn't show it on the screen, but you'll also have a help button at the top of your screen that you can click on as well, that takes you to the Eye on Water page where you can search different topics if you just want to know a little bit more about something. So now we're going to talk about how to set up your Eye on Water account. So you'll need two things. If we could go to, yep, there we go. So you'll need two basic pieces of information. One is your account number. One is going to be your zip code. So the zip code is to your service address. So if you get your bills at a PO box, please do not use that zip code. Make sure it is the zip code for your actual service address. And the most important piece of information that you will need is going to be your account number. It will always be located at the top right-hand side of your bill, and it will need to be entered exactly as it appears on your bill. So it will be 5 digits, followed by a dash, followed by the remaining 10 digits with no spaces. So again, you must include that dash in between the two sets of numbers. So there's a couple of common mistakes that happen when setting up an account, and it will cause you to get an error. So those common mistakes are, of course, the account number. That is the number one common mistake that we have. So again, please be sure you're entering your account number as it appears on your bill. 5 digits, followed by a dash, followed by the 10 digits with no spaces. And then entering your zip code. If you accidentally enter your PO box zip code versus your service address zip code, just change that. If you continue to get this account process error information screen, please contact us so we can figure out what is going on. It does happen. It may be you're trying to enter your account early. We haven't gotten you in the system yet. It does typically take us about 7 to 10 business days by the time your meter goes in the ground to get you up and running. So just be advised of that. And now we can move on, and I will walk you through how you're going to set up your leak alert. So once you log into your Eye on Water account, as you saw on the home page, you'll click on the button that says Set Leak Alert. It'll automatically take you to intermittent flow type, and you'll click on the blue arrow. Next, you'll want to set your hourly flow rate. We definitely recommend you want to put 1 gallon per hour. I know it seems crazy, but trust me, there are certain times during the day that you should not be using any water. When you are sleeping, you typically don't have anything running in your home, and it should show absolutely no usage. Then you'll select how you want your notifications. They can be by email or text, and just follow the instructions on there. It'll show you how to set up your text if that's what you would like to use as well. You'll also choose how often you want to get notified, daily, weekly, monthly, that kind of thing.
Okay, fantastic, Gina. Let's view this little video about how to set up a leak alert.
A water leak or drip can be very annoying and expensive. That's why the Eye on Water app and website have a useful function called a leak alert. Leak alerts allow residents to monitor excess water usage in their homes to discover leaks or drips before they become costly. Using data from the smart meter installed at your home, the system identifies any time period of 24 hours of continuous water flow going through the meter into your home. If a leak occurs, the Eye on Water system will send a leak notice via email or text message, depending on your preferences. To set up a leak alert, first log into your Eye on Water account. At the top of the page, you will see a Leaks module. To set up a leak alert, click the blue Set Leak Alert button. A box will appear that asks you to set the flow type. Residential users should select the intermittent flow type, which is already highlighted for your convenience. Click the blue arrow in the bottom right corner to move forward to the Send an Alert When data entry screen. In the Send an Alert When screen, we recommend setting the hourly flow to 1 gallon. 1 gallon will help identify dripping faucets or continuously running toilets. Often, a continuously flowing toilet can use 1 gallon or more per hour. Broken pipes will exceed that significantly, and this notice may help prevent large water bills and property damage. Click the blue arrow button in the bottom right to move to the screen that allows you to select how notifications are sent to you. This screen accepts information in the form of email addresses. Enter the email address you wish to receive alerts in the Add Email field and click the plus icon just to the right to add the email you wish to receive alerts through. If you would like to receive alerts via text message, click on the small I icon on the right-hand side of the screen. This will provide you with the format to enter your phone number into the Add Email field to begin receiving text alerts. Generally, the format will be the phone number with no dashes, followed by your cell phone service provider's domain name. For example, 408-555-1212 with service provided through AT&T would be 408-555-1212 at txt.att.net. After entering all of the email and phone contacts you would like to receive leak alerts, next choose how often you want to receive alerts. You can choose to receive notices daily, every other day, or every 3 days. We suggest setting the notification frequency to every day in order to keep a close eye on your water usage. Click on the blue arrow button on the bottom right to move to the next screen that allows you to preview the alert you have set up. Review the information to ensure that it is correct. This screen also allows you to see what the alerts will look like if a leak is detected. You can click on the Start, Reminder, and Stop buttons to preview what a leak alert will look like when sent to your email address or texted to you on your cell phone. If everything is correct, click on the Save button in the bottom right portion of this screen. If not, use the arrow buttons at the bottom of the screen to go back and make adjustments to your leak alert. Once you click the Save button, a green notification will appear to let you know that your leak alert has been saved. The next video will show you how to monitor your water usage using the Eye on Water app.
Gina, I cannot tell you how great this feature is, and these smart meters are, because I've just been seeing in social media how often people complain about having these $600 or $700 bills, and the only way that they know that they have a leak is when they get these $600 or $700 bills at the very end of the month. So having a way to track a leak immediately is so important. And I know that I use my phone mainly for banking and emails and social media on my phone, so I don't use my laptop as much. There is an app that people can download, is that correct? And track their usage and water consumption by phone. Can you walk us through that, Gina?
Absolutely. So yes, you can download the app. You know, we have apps for everything nowadays, so it's really a great feature. So you can simply go on to Apple Store or Google Play, download the Eye on Water app, and you will have all your information at your fingertip. Now you can sign up through the app as well if you prefer to register on the app. A lot of people, I do myself, I prefer to use my phone for pretty much everything, but you can register from there as well, as long as you have the 2 key pieces of information we discussed earlier. But you'll be able to see everything exactly as you would on your screen. You're still going to have your leak alerts, your frequency of reads, all of that good information that is out there. You can still get your emails and text notifications, you know, and it just helps you conserve water and save money, which who doesn't love saving money?
So do you see the Eye on Water app screen now?
I do.
Excellent. So they can do that with the Apple Store or Google Play, depending if they have an iPhone or an Android, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so there are a lot of benefits, not only to the residents for these smart meters, but also to the operator. Ellen, could you tell us a little bit about the benefits to the residents?
Sure, Wendy. And I think we really, and we just want to continue to hammer home, it is about monitoring your usage. And that's the first step, the first little block you see. But I have to emphasize, if you have a smart meter and you don't set up your account, none of this is going to help you. If you have a smart meter and you set up your account and you never monitor it, none of this is going to help you. So it all has to work together. So you need, when you get your smart meter, please set up your account on Eye on Water, monitor your usage, set a reminder to monitor your usage, because sometimes you won't have a leak, but you still want to see what's going on. That will help you conserve water. It will help you make decisions about how you use water. No different going back to the grocery store where you make decisions about what goes in your cart and how much your bill is when you get to the register. And of course, in the end, it will save you money. It all goes together. You monitor your usage, you consciously conserve water, which will save you money. And again, I don't know, people from the HOA may be on here and thinking, I'm not saying don't water your lawn or do anything like that, but you're able to make conscious decisions about how much you really want to spend on a beautiful, beautiful green lawn. So
fantastic, Ellen. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, Calvin, are you back with us? I think you're back with us. Is that correct? Calvin? Okay, we want to go over the benefits to the operator, and I'm going to give Calvin just a little bit longer to answer. Calvin, are you with us? Okay, Gina. We're going to have you do this, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. So benefits to the operator. It's faster, it's more accurate. You know, no one has to go out and manually read the meters anymore. We're able to pull them online. So it is a little bit timelier. It's closer to your read date of which it should be. It allows us to also give a better customer response, as we can detect leaks as well as you can. So if we see them, we can send someone out there to get you notified and find out, you know, hey, yes, there's definitely a leak. It also allows us to verify all the usage remotely without ever having to send a technician out. We can see the same thing that you can see. So if you're ever questioning your usage and you give us a call, we're going to log into your account just the same and see exactly what is going on. It also will alert us, you know, whether there is high usage. So if we see that, you know, you may not have a leak, but you have higher usage, we're able to see all that as well. And it allows for a lot more accurate billing. So it's really a great feature. I cannot speak more highly of smart meters. I absolutely love them.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gina. And I know Calvin he takes such good care of this district, and I know it has probably been a little irritating for him to not be able to speak with the residents directly. So we're hoping that he'll be able to come back on. But let's go ahead and go to the next slide. And I want to just direct everyone who is watching, if you have questions that are not answered, you can always go to the Contact Us site at fortbendmud23.com/contact. The Municipal District Services website will be able to show you all the information about the smart meter, and you can see some of the videos there as well. That's mdswater.com/smart meter. It's a big website, so make sure that you click on the smart meter page. And then if you want to get the Eye on Water app and create an account, it's help-eyeonwater.com/creating an account. So those are all of your resources that you can use. And with that, I would like to open this up to question and answer. So I'm going to invite everyone else to come back on video with us. Calvin, are you with us now? No. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know this is killing you because you are so involved with your residents, and I could tell that from the first webinar. We appreciate your service so much, Calvin. I think that it is so important. You know, I am a director on a drainage district, and I think that your board is only as good as your consultants. And I know that they value you, Calvin, and so we appreciate you being with us today, if it's just in camera only.
And Gina, you did a great job pitch hitting.
Yeah, if at any point you can talk, you know, just let us know, and we're happy to bring you on. But so we don't have any questions. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, no questions yet, but I do want to go back to a question that was posed on Tuesday that was an excellent question. And if Caleb, you will go back to the pictures of the smart meters and the analog meter and the place where it's located outside of your home. So if you notice in the lower left-hand corner, there's two discs on there. They're black. One has a gray center and one has a white center. And I did not realize this, but those actually are indicators that you do have a smart meter, number one. And number two, they are specific to your home. So that if two get blown off, you can't just randomly put them back on to your home. They must be linked with your specific home. Is that correct, Gina?
That is correct. Yes, we have all the antennas is what we end up calling, or endpoints, have their own serial number, so we know exactly which endpoint belongs to what house. So if anything happens to them, they come off or get dislodged or anything like that, we can definitely go out there and tell exactly whose is whose and reinstall it correctly.
Great. And so all you have to do is that contact us on Fort Bend Med 23's website, or contact MDS, correct?
Correct.
Great. Okay. So here's a great question. Is there maintenance that needs to be done on the meters periodically?
There is not. We do get notifications online that, you know, an endpoint's been tampered with or the encoder's not reading. So we get notifications online for everything. So we do not have to go out there and maintain them at all.
Okay, fantastic.
Wendy, I also want to, we talked about this on Tuesday as well. The smart meters have a 20-year life. So that just gives you, I mean, it's a hardy little device. It's supposed to last 20 years.
So you shouldn't have too many problems as of yet.
Correct. And I do want to keep emphasizing for everybody on here who's going to walk out to their yard today and look for their smart meter, if you do not have one, please be patient. We are installing as quick as we can. And again, the goal is 12/31/2020, but we're all human and things happen. But the goal is 12/31/2020. Everybody is on smart meters in Fort Bend Mud 23.
We always say subject to weather conditions, but it's subject to lots of different things, right?
Okay, these days, so, a lot of different things.
Yeah, a lot of different things. So let's go back to setting up the leak alerts on the app and on the website. What is the average gallon usage that we should set up our leak to, our leak alert? I think this is important because it's sort of confusing, but you're actually tracking 1 gallon per hour for a 24-hour consecutive usage. So that would mean that your household is using 1 gallon every hour for 24 straight hours, and that's not normal, right, Ellen?
Correct. So we talked about this because I'm not an engineer like a lot of people, or techie like a lot of people, and I said that doesn't make sense to me. But what you're setting alert is that water after 24 hours, if a gallon of water goes through your meter every single hour for 24 straight hours, it's going to send you a leak alert because that's not normal. Why is that not normal? At some point in a 24-hour period, everybody should be asleep. Even if you have people in your house with insomnia, at some point, even if it's just 2 hours, there should be total peace and quiet and zero water going through your meter. Or maybe someone gets up at 3 in the morning and gets a glass of water. Well, that's 8 ounces, so that wouldn't trigger it. But if it's a gallon an hour every single hour for 24 hours, something is amiss.
So
And
in
that's-
that blank, when we're setting up the leak alerts, we're going to put the number 1, correct? Okay,
Correct.
fantastic. All right, next question. Can I sign up with Ion Water from a mobile device, or do I need to register from a computer and then connect the app? That's a great
Yeah, you
question.
can, yes, it is a very good question. You can register from the Ion Water app. If you have any issues, then you may want to try a computer, but you should have, it should walk you through exactly the same as you would if you were going online to a regular computer. So you should be able to do it from the app itself.
And the next question is, when will the smart meters go live?
Well, if you have one, it's live now. That's why we showed the picture, so you can go and see if you have one. So if you have one, everything we talked about today, you should be able to do.
And it's ready to set up.
Correct. And,
Yeah.
and as Gina mentioned, if you don't have one, let's say they install it next week, you need to give them about 7 to 10 days, Gina, to
Yes,
get it.
that's correct.
Yeah. So give it, but yes. And so if you see a meter, it looks like you have a smart meter, and you wait 2 weeks and you still can't look at your water bill, find the MDS phone number and call. They will walk you through it. We will figure out why. But yes, they're out there. There are 60% of the homes have them, and they're live.
Excellent. Okay, so the next question is, will the smart meter think I have a leak when the water softener regenerates? That's a Calvin question, I think. Calvin, we need you. Gina, can you answer that?
I am not certain. If it's not running for 24 hours consecutive, it should not throw a leak alert out there. So now if it's,
Oh, we got
is
Calvin?
that Calvin?
Yes, okay, good. Actually, that's a great question. So your meter is actually the point between the public system, which is owned by Fort Bend MUD number 23, and your plumber's line. So once that water goes beyond the meter through the plumber's line, it goes to the house. Even though that there's something on the interior that might just be circulating water on the interior, it's not going to go back through the meter and register on the meter.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you very
That
much
makes
for
a
that,
lot.
Calvin. And we're glad you're
That's why we
with
love you
us.
so much, Calvin.
At least I'm here to answer that question, right?
It was an important one, so I'm glad you're here.
All right, if there is construction in the area and the water is interrupted, will that cause a problem with the smart meters?
So the answer to that question is no. Basically, the smart meter is just going to function just like your analog meter would function. It's just that the smart meter is smart and will give you additional options of knowing if there's a leak going through the meter. So for instance, if there is something on the public line that we're doing, if there's a leak or something of that nature, there's not any water going through the smart meter, it's not going to register. So it's not going to have any problems of running your bill up or anything of that nature.
Okay, that's great to know. Okay, the next thing that I'd love to do, since we don't have any current questions additionally, I'd love for Caleb to go to the FortBendMud23.com website, and let's just show you where you can find the information about these smart meters. And if you have neighbors, friends that missed this webinar, you can direct them to this website. But you can see that there's lots of great information. In addition to the smart meters, one of the great innovative things about your board is that they are very they value communication with their residents. They want to keep you informed. So they have meeting minutes and meeting notices, agendas, everything. Lots of great resources to help you with all the tax information.
Don't leave that site yet. The thing I like about the smart meter videos, the way we did them, I say we, Touchstone did them, is they're broken up into like mini videos. So you don't have to watch like a 20-minute video. If you just need help, you've set up your account, you did that fine, but you need help, you can just watch the setting a leak alert. They're very small, short videos that if you can watch them all in succession, or you can just watch the one you need to. And then if you keep scrolling, we put those pictures there, which I think are super helpful for people to know. There's an analog, yeah, and it's all right there on the homepage, and it will stay there for a while.
Fantastic.
One additional thing as well is that on the website, we are also going to put up the Ion Water page where you can, where if you're not looking at the video and you just want to read the instructions on how to put it up, that information will also be placed on the website as well.
Okay, great, Calvin. And, I think that is the important thing in the Tuesday webinar, is how in tune you are with your residents and how accessible and available you are. If anyone has any problems, Municipal District Services will send someone out, or they can talk with anyone over the phone through the problem if it's just a remote problem. So that was the one big thing that I took away from the Tuesday's event, is what great customer service Municipal District Services provides.
Thank you for stating that. And I'll just like to remind the viewers that Municipal District Services in partnership with Fort Bend MUD number 23. One of the good things about this MUD district is that we have someone who is actually in the district 8 hours a day. So if there's a leak, if there's something which you have a question about, that personnel is on site and we can get him routed over to your house almost immediately to check things out, depending on what he's doing. Sometimes it might take 15 minutes, sometimes it could take 45 minutes, depending on if he's dealing with an issue. But we do have a dedicated service rep in the district 8 hours a day that can assist with investigation of leaks, etc.
Fantastic, Calvin. So if there's a power outage for a few days, like during a storm, but the water is still flowing, will the meter continue to operate and report? And will the mobile alerts still work?
Yes. So the meter will still operate because it's still registering the water that's going through the meter. And that endpoint, you saw I think it was the first or second slide, where there was a meter box and there were two hockey puck. Thank you very much. The bottom left picture, those are called endpoints. And so those are storing all of the information and sending it out, and it can be stored up to 45 days. So even though there's an interruption of service, that usage is still being monitored through the meter. So then the question becomes, well, if there's a power outage in the area, how is it possible that we are registering water? Well, the district is self-sufficient, where we have generators at all of the two water plants, including the remote well site, that we can still produce water and deliver water, even though there's a complete power outage in the entire district. So that meter, to answer your question, that meter will still be functioning, it will still be registering, and it can hold that information up to 45 days.
So Calvin, how are these meters powered and how do they actually send the data?
It's just acting just like a cell phone. So it's ultrasonic waves on the interior of the meter, which is one of the reasons Ellen spoke earlier about the meter lasting 20 years. Well, in today's world, what will last 20 years, right? The fact that there's no moving parts on the inside of the meter, there's nothing to damage. And so therefore, the meter itself will last. So it's ultrasonic waves that is measuring the water and transmitting that usage over to our office.
That's great. So if someone has a leak and they are out of town, can you turn it off remotely, or can they just call and you'll send out a technician?
So we're not to the point where we'll turn off or turn on water remotely. We will dispatch a service tech if we get a call stating that there's a possible leak at my address, and trust me, it has happened before. And we will send a service tech out to the address, and they will manually turn the meter off. The question then becomes, well, why is this a smart meter? Why not be smart all the way? Well, there are certain things that we need to see from a technical standpoint before we turn water off or before we turn water on.
Okay, great. And are these smart meters able to detect like soil and debris in the water flow?
So no, they're not going to detect if there's soil or debris in the water, but there's practically no way that soil or debris can get into a water system. The water system is very airtight, and there's no possible way of dirt getting into the water.
Okay, that's great. Well, that ends our. Go ahead.
I wanted to mention one thing because I feel like we have probably some of the most engaged residents who took the time to come to our webinar today, and I thank them for that. But I feel like these are probably the most engaged in the whole MUD district, that they saw the email and came. So I wanted to just put a plug for, you hear if you see something, say something, and we think about crime and things. Well, it goes with water too. And you can ask Calvin how many times I've called him or texted him on the weekends, because if you are in the neighborhood and you see, and it's not you, it's someone totally different, it's your neighbor, it's 3 blocks away. If you see water gushing and you look at that and you say, that does not look normal, I think that person has a leak, or there's a leak on the system side, it could be on the MUD side, please, 24 hours a day, find your water bill, call MDS and let them know. I have called in so many leaks that, and sometimes they turn into be very, very big issues, and we end up with crews out all night. But we, as part of water conservation, I just want everyone to be our eyes and ears and report anything that looks suspicious. Again, if water is gushing into the street, that is not normal. That is suspicious.
And that number to call would be 281-290-6507. And that's 24 hours a day.
Okay, this is actually a great question, this next one. Has this been rolled out to all homes in District MUD 23? Do all homes in the district have smart meters? I guess that would be for, even, did you want to take that? Calvin?
I can answer that question,
Will.
Wendy.
Thank
Okay.
you.
As stated earlier, as of 2020 in October of this year, we've installed 60% of the homes in the district. Hopefully by the end of this year, December, we should have completed the additional 40%, which means everyone in the district will have smart meters.
Okay, great. So let me just confer really quickly. Is this answer from Caleb reflective of the Ting account question? Yeah. Okay. So the previous question about the Ting account, what our, tech guru on staff is saying that on CDMA devices, you use the email address, 10-digit phone number, message.ting.com to send a text. We'll actually give this information to Gina and to Calvin, and then y'all can put this on the website and get this message out. So we'll deliver this information to you all and help your resident to get connected to the app and setting up the account. So I'm not seeing any other questions. Oh, we do have another question. One moment. How do I know if I have a smart meter? So I think we should go back to that picture if we can.
Pictures are worth 1,000 words.
They are. And you can see, if you remember those old, I have one of them. I have an old meter. So it still dials like an analog clock, right? It's got the hands and it spins like this. The smart meters have the digital data. Is that correct, Will?
That's correct. On your screen now, you should see both the analog and digital meters. On the far right, you have the digital, which is a smart meter. And in the middle, you have the old analog meter.
And then the easiest way from the outside is if you have the bottom left picture with the water meter box with the two black, looks like hockey pucks. If you go out and you have two black hockey pucks, you have a smart meter. And if you don't, you have a dumb meter. Even though we were told not to say that word. So yes, Wendy, you have a dumb meter.
Yes, hopefully my district will be getting on board with smart meters soon. But you're talking about the hockey pucks that look like the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Is that correct, Ellen?
Correct. Is that what I said? Bottom left. Yes. It's
Yes.
the hockey pucks on the outside. Are Calvin, are those like transmitters or something techie?
Calvin, I think you're muted.
You're muted. You're still muted. It is. I think they're transmitters. Gina, do you know?
Yes, they are the transmitters, so they're endpoint communication that sends the signals to the cloud.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, so those are the endpoints which are coming up through the top of the box, and those are what is used to transmit the information from the smart meter out to us here. And so yes, you're right. And the meters in the middle, that's the old analog meters, and the meters to the far right is the smart meters with a digital display.
So Gina or Calvin, can you go over the account number again, and maybe we can go to the slide that shows the bill and where we can find the account number?
Yes, absolutely. So the account.
Someone is trying to set up their account and it's giving them an error. So maybe that's a Gina question.
The account number should be entered with the first 5 digits, followed by a dash, followed by the remaining 10 digits.
So they have to have the dash in there.
The dash has to be included.
And the account number is the box 2 on the thing that you're looking at right now. The account number, because there's a whole lot of numbers on this screen. But you want box 2 is your account number.
Okay, but again, if anyone is having problems setting up their account, they can go to the Fort Bend MUD 23 website and do contact us, and someone will reach out and help them individually. Correct, Ellen?
Correct. Or Calvin, can they call MDS?
Yes.
Customer service will help them.
Yes, so they can call our 6507 number, right, Gina?
Yes, absolutely.
So that number would be 281-290-6507. And once you call that number, you will go directly to a customer service rep, and that person will be able to help you with any questions that you might have and actually walk you through the process to set your account up.
Yeah, if you look at on the screen of box 11 is where you would see that number. Billing questions 281-290-6507.
Okay, this next question is really a great question because I know there's a lot of, I see this a lot on Nextdoor. But is there any chance that this meter will malfunction or not send accurate readings? And what if there's a water outage? Will it still report the usage?
So that's a great question. And to all of those questions, the answer is yes. So the meter itself will store information in it up to 45 days.
Good.
And so once after, if there's something wrong with the meter itself, even though that's a digital meter, we can still manually read that meter. So we can still go out to the meter, send a person to the site, and to read the meter to know the amount of water that's gone through the meter. And what was the last question? I think there were 3.
So what if there's a water outage? So I guess the question is like, what if your wastewater treatment plant goes down for some reason, or, something happens with your water supply or your water output? Will it help you to report that usage, or does it still function properly? That's the question.
Yeah, so the meter is not going to be affected by if there's water going through the meter or not going through the meter. It's going to register only the water that is going through that meter. So you're not going, because the water is off, that doesn't mean that the meter is going to show that there's water going through it and you have a high bill or whatever the case may be. That's not going to happen. It's just going to register the water that is going through that meter.
Let me chime in too. And I'm not saying things don't malfunction. I know people have experienced that before, but I've lived in the district in my house 27 years, and I'm on meter 3. I've had a analog meter, and then at one point it got old. It had it was like 1 million gallons, Calvin, and I was part of a replacement program, and I got analog meter number 2, and now I have a smart meter. And in all those 27 years, my water bill has stayed constant. So yes, they do malfunction. That we have 4,500 homes, and I'm sure we're going to have. But in general, the water usage over all those 27 years has always been very accurate. It's always been the same. And so you would think, I mean, even when we went to the analog to the smart meter, my bills, I just got to see more data, but it didn't change my bill because it was just still gauging the same water usage.
Yeah, and let me add to that as well. So if there is a problem in the district with a meter, we'll still do what we were doing before you had a smart meter, which is we'll come out to your address and identify if there's a problem with the meter. We do the manual leak detection. We do a manual meter accuracy test to identify if the meter is malfunctioning. And if we identify that the meter is malfunctioning and thereby giving you a much higher bill than you should have had, then we'll take that into consideration and we'll do what is required as what is known as an average bill. So we'll make sure that any issue that's existing will be resolved, and we're not going to have the customer pay an extremely high bill for a meter that was malfunctioning. Like Ellen said, which is a very good point, is that anything can malfunction. A smart meter can malfunction, a analog meter can malfunction, but what will be constant is the fact that the district will make sure that we keep the customer whole, and we always ensure that the customer is paying for the water that was delivered to them, and that we're not going to find ourselves in the situation where we're going to overcharge them.
That's great, Calvin. So the next question sort of piggybacks on that, in that this resident went outside, she didn't see a smart meter, but when she had called, she was told that she did have a smart meter. And so is there a way that she can contact someone, have them come out to her house and determine if she's got the smart meter or not?
Absolutely. We can take that information, get that address, and we'll have someone respond tomorrow morning and meet with the customer. Or if that customer would like for us to set up a particular time to meet with them, we'll be happy to do that. Once we get the information, we'll take care of that.
Great. So I would encourage the person that sent that question in to, if you feel comfortable with giving us a contact information or an email, we will be happy to pass that along to Calvin so that you can get your information that you need.
Or feel free to also call our 281-290-6507 number. Yep. Whichever the customers feel more comfortable doing.
Yes. or they can use the contact us page for Fort Bend Mud 23's website, always. Okay, so do you have to wait until the smart meter is installed before you can set up an account? Or set up your app on your phone? Gina, maybe that's yours.
That's me. So yes, you do have to wait for it to be installed. And once it is installed, we do need you to allow us 7 to 10 business days. I do have to pull a report, get all the information into the system, and get you uploaded onto the website as well, and make sure it is functioning properly. So once you have that installed, at least allow us 7 to 10 business days, but it does have to be installed before you can register your account.
Okay, great, Gina. All right, the next question I think is for someone who is actually setting up their account right now. And it says hourly continuous flow drops below blank. And they're asking what goes in that box. So is that the 1 hour or the 1 gallon? Ellen, can you answer that for us?
I'm pretty sure that's where they put the one.
Yes,
That's where we
that
were
would be
saying
the one.
it feels weird to do that. I know it feels weird, but you have to think through 1 hour a gallon every hour for 24 hours is not normal, and the system knows that.
Okay, very good. So let me see if there's any other questions.
Calvin, you better get busy installing. They're pretty anxious. We're
It'll be done by
installing
December 31st.
as fast as we can.
They are definitely going. I can tell you that for sure.
So I think that's all the questions that we have. Does anybody have any other bits of information that they would like to share before we close?
No, but now that you still have that contact us, I would encourage anyone in general, if they thought this webinar was beneficial or have any comments, to send an email to the MUD 23 contact. We would love, as the MUD board, would love to know if you would like to see other webinars on totally different topics, since we may not be meeting in person for a while, and even after COVID is over. I think people are liking this. You know, if you have childcare issues or stuff and you can't get to the MUD building for something, there's really quite a lot of topics we could talk about. So we would just be curious. Will, got anything? You're muted.
Hey, Will, can you take yourself off mute?
Okay, there we are. Sorry.
Sorry.
Please inform your next door neighbor if you're on here to on November 14th, which is this Saturday. They can replay this. We'll be back, or they can just go on the website and replay the video. So inform your neighbor that smart meters are being installed and they can download the app Eye on Water.
Good. That's a good point. We're doing this exact program live again on Saturday, and then a few days after that, we'll put a recording of whichever one was better. Will be on the website. But yeah, we're going to do it live again on Saturday morning. So.
And I'd like to also encourage the residents to download, if you do have the smart meter already, to go ahead and download the app and get it and start to use it, because the smart meter is not smart unless you're actually using it yourself on a day-to-day basis. So just encourage your neighbors just on the left, the right, and in front of you, across the street, whatever, to download the app and use the smart meter app to your benefit.
Okay, we have one last question, and that is, what happens if two side-by-side neighbors' lids come off and you can't determine which one is which? Is there a way that MDS can come out and determine whose is whose?
Yes. Yeah, please, if that's an issue, just contact our office, again, using the 281-290-6507 or the contact information on fortbend23.com/contact, and send that information in to us. We'll send a trained technician out to the site, and he will get that resolved for the resident quickly.